Brilliance Audio presents The Auerbach Will by Stephen Birmingham.
For Ed Lanyers. The Book of Esther. Chapter 1.
People used to say I was an absolute ringer for Jean Tierney.
Joan is saying, standing in front of the long mirror of the entrance hall.
An absolute ringer.
She fingers her throat.
Do you like this necklace, Mother? It's by Kenny J. Lane. The stones aren't real, and neither is the gold, but I think it's an amusing fake.
I'd be nervous about wearing real stones these days,
Essie says.
Mrs. Perlman downstairs had a diamond and sapphire clip ripped off her jacket by a man on the street right here on Park Avenue.
Essie is thinking how well Joan has kept her figure, that extraordinary thinness. Most women, when they reach a certain age, tend to thicken around the middle, like Essie Auerbach herself. But not Joan. Oh, of course, Essie knows how Joan does it. She never eats. Oh, sometimes an asparagus spear, a little bit of fish, a mouthful of spinach. But otherwise she just pushes the food about on her plate, pretending to eat. She lets her wine glass be filled, but just pretends to sip at it. She helps herself to the dessert, spoons the raspberry sauce over it, but doesn't touch it. Before dinner, she always asks for a bourbon old-fashioned, but just pretends to drink it. Essie Auerbach has long since given up trying to tell her daughter that she needs to eat to stay healthy. After all, Joan is never sick. Seeing Joan, still a perfect size 4, walking toward you on a crowded street or across a softly lighted room, you might think for a moment that this was the body of a trim teenager, her glossy reddish-brown hair, thanks to the ministrations of her hairdresser, bouncing slightly. Only at close range would you discover that Joan is, that Joan is Joan. Has Joan had her face lifted? Essie would never dare to ask that question of her oldest daughter, but there was that long, unexplained trip to Argentina just before Joan married Richard. And when she came back, everyone had remarked on how rested Joan looked. And Essie had noticed that the small mole on Joan's chin was gone. And so the answer to that question, Essie thinks, is probably. Standing before the glass, Joan straightens the shoulder strap on her black lace dress and turns to her mother.
Before we go in, I want to ask you to do something for me, Mother. I want you to speak to Richard. He's got this idiotic idea of going to South Africa to research a book he wants to write on race relations. Or some idiotic thing. I can't afford to let him go. I need him to edit the paper. I want you to tell him that this is not the time for him to go. That I need him here, that you personally oppose it.
Richard's your husband, Joan.
That's just the thing.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?